that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama Bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda.
Osama bin Laden was so clear about why he hated America. And he's like, look, I hate you because you murder innocent civilians in the Muslim world. You prop up brutal dictators in the Muslim world. You prop up Israel, who mistreats the Palestinian people. And you have your bases in our Holy Land in the Arabian Peninsula. And then they're like, nah, he hates us because we're free. Like, he didn't mention anything about freedom there. And then if you say that, they're like, well, are you defending Osama bin Laden? And you're like, no, I'm just saying, listen to your enemies. There's a reason why he hates us.
Osama Bin Laden أول ما نصحت رسوله إذا أراد نفع الإسلام والمسلمين أن يعمد إلى بلده الجنوب وأن يفتح المدارس وأن يعين طلبة العلم ويعين الدعوة للجنوب. لا تبغي مدفع رشاش؟ نعم فأبشر، أما هذا ما عندنا إمكانيات. ما اللهم عليك بأسامة، أي نعم، وعليك أيضا بأبي حمزة وبكل من أراد الفتن في بلاد المسلمين. اللهم اقسم ظهره.
وہ جانتا ہے ایک طرف ایسے لوگ آپ دیکھتے ہیں نا بیچارے امیر گھرانوں کے، اب برسیاں منا رہا امریکہ بے ایمان، مسلمانوں نے نہیں منائی شہید کی، کافروں نے خوشی منائی کہ اسامہ کو قتل کر دیا، نہ لاش دکھائی نہ کہیں بیچارے کو دفن کیا، ڈرامہ رچا لیا، پتہ نہیں وہ پہلے مر چکا تھا یا انہوں نے مارا جو بھی ہے، مگر مرنے کے بعد بھی اللہ کے دین کا کام کرنے والے زندہ رہتے ہیں۔ بالکل ایسی بات یہ آپ سامنے بکتے رہیں، لوگوں نے پہلے نیک لوگوں کے بارے میں تھوڑے بہت آن لگائے، جو جانتے ہیں بنی لادن جو ہے اس کا باپ اور سارے بھائی سعودیہ میں حکمران خاندان کے بعد سب سے بڑے امیر وہی، ان کی کمپنیاں، ان کی عمارتیں، یہ بھی شہزادہ ہی اگر وہاں رہتا ہے چھوٹی عمر میں ہی ماں کی اس کی ماں دیندار تھی، باقی بچے تو یورپین طرز کے چھوڑ دیا۔ یہاں کیا لیا اس نے؟ بیماریوں میں بیچارہ مبتلا تھا مگر پہاڑوں میں دھکے کھاتا رہا، اور ایسے ایسے حالات پیش آئے کہ اگر وہ اس راستے کو چھوڑ دیتا تو بڑی دولت کما لیتا اور ایس کی زندگی گزارتا، مگر نہیں۔ اور بس یہی بات نظر آتی ہے کہ وہ جب بیچارہ مر گیا، غزالاں جنگل کی ہرنیوں کو کہا نا شاعر نے، غزالاں تم تو واقف ہو کہو مجنوں کے مرنے کی، دیوانہ مر گیا آخر کو ویرانے پہ کیا گزری۔ کیا بعد میں کافروں نے کیا پاکستان کے ساتھ عراق، اور اب کولن پاول نے خود لکھا وزیر خارجہ نے کہ بالکل جھوٹ تھا، ایران میں کوئی ہتھیار نہیں، عراق میں کوئی ہتھیار نہیں تھے، نہ ہمارے بھارت پاس کوئی اطلاع تھی، جھوٹ بنا کر ہم نے عراق پر حملہ کر لیا۔ اس کی اینٹ سے اینٹ بجائی، اب افغانستان آ گئے، پاکستان کی طرف بے ایمان لوگ ہیں، ہم پھر ان پر اعتماد کر اپنے نیک لوگوں کو بدنام کرتے۔
People know that on the morning of 9/11, a lady looked out of her apartment in New Jersey looking over to the burning tower, the first one, and saw 5 Middle Eastern looking men filming it, high-fiving and cheering. She took them to be Arabic. She called the police. The police eventually tracked them down. They were traveling around in a white van. They were Israelis. They became known as the Dancing Israelis. They were arrested and kept in custody for 71 days until the ultra-Zionist head of the criminal division of the Justice Department, Michael Chertoff, released them. And how many people know that the same Michael Chertoff released the 200 arrested in the spy ring? And they went back to Israel. These 5 dancing Israelis, 2 of which were known by the police to be Mossad agents, said that they were there to document the event. Well, hold on. How did you know it was going to happen?
Israel did 9/11, Charlie.
Oh, they did. Wow.
Why are we in the middle? I served. Why were we in the Middle East?
Well, I mean, you can,
why were we in the Middle East?
You can reject involvement in the Middle East without also believing Israel did 9/11. So if Israel did 9/11, help me understand this. Who were the hijackers of the planes?
They weren't hijackers.
Oh,
CIA and Israel worked together.
No. Explain to me what happened on the aircraft.
Okay, first off, what we have to understand, there's only one plane that actually crashed.
No,
okay,
there were 3.
No, the building's imploded.
Okay,
if a plane's going to hit a building, why would the building fall down?
Time out. Flight 93, did it exist?
Flight 93 existed, yes.
Okay, so who tried to hijack that plane?
They sacrificed those people to make it look like Bush was targeted because they wanted to cover up Bush's involvement.
So
he just happened to be in Texas reading a book to elementary kids, and they were reading a sign on a
Guys,
whiteboard
let me say
that talked about towers falling.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم من أسامة إلى أوباما سلام على من اتبع الهدى أما بعد لو أن رسائلنا إليكم تحملها الكلمات لما حملناها إليكم بالطائرات.
अमेरिका में उसने 9/11 का वाकया इसराइल ने कराया, यहूदियों ने कराया, इसराइल की मोसाद ने कराया, और अमेरिका में जो यहूदी हैं बहुत आला मनासिब पर और जो वहां की एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के अंदर घुसे हुए हैं उनकी मदद से कराया, वरना हो ही नहीं सकता, इम्पॉसिबल कि उसामा के पास कोई ऐसा साजो सामान नहीं था कि वो 9/11 का काम कर सकता। और मैंने ये कहा था एक मौके पर, उसामा का बाप भी वो काम नहीं कर सकता। इतनी प्रिसीजन के साथ जाना जहाज का और सीधा अपने टारगेट पे टकरा जाना, उस पर किताबें लिखी जा चुकी हैं, लेकिन ये कि इन चीजों को लाने नहीं देते वो ज़राए इब्लाग आम्मा के अंदर किताब पूरी लिखी जा चुकी है। इस फैसले के अंदर अमेरिकी हुकूमत के लोग और मोसाद शामिल थे, और जहाजों के अंदर इससे पहले जो है फौरन जैसे जहाज ने टेक ऑफ किया, एक गैस छोड़ दी गई थी जिससे सब मर गए थे, पायलट भी और सारे मुसाफिर थे। और वहां एक कंप्यूटराइज्ड प्रोग्राम जो है उस जहाज के अंदर पहले ही रखा जा चुका था कि जैसे ही पायलट खत्म हो वो कंप्यूटर जो है वो उसको टेक ओवर कर लेगा, और उसमें प्रोग्राम और सारा का सारा कि कहां जाना है, कहां टकराना दिया हुआ।
The West really doesn't understand militant Islam. So I wrote a book in 1995, and I said that if the West doesn't wake up to the suicidal nature of militant Islam, the next thing you'll see is the militant Islam is bringing down the World Trade Center.
Well, big catastrophe, and I'm Israeli, and I hope that now people understand what we have to deal with, the kind of people that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis.
Don't go to war easily. Sometimes they have to be bombed into going to war. The bombing of September 11th opened the eyes of Americans to see the great conflict and the great danger that faces us. And once opened, then the overpowering will of the majority of the people of the United States, of the steamroller, is inexorably moving to decide this.
At least 60 Israelis who had been detained in connection with the September 11th terrorism investigation. Carl Cameron reported that U.S. investigators suspect that some of these Israelis were spying on Arabs in this country and may have turned up information on the planned terrorist attacks back in September that was not passed on. Tonight, in the second of 4 reports on spying by Israelis in the U.S., we learn about an Israeli-based private communications company for whom a half-dozen of those 60 detained suspects worked. American investigators fear information generated by this firm may have fallen into the wrong hands and had the effect of impeding the September 11th terror inquiry. Here's Carl Cameron's second report.
Fox News has learned that some American terrorism investigators fear certain suspects in the September 11th attacks may have managed to stay ahead of them by knowing who and when investigators are calling on the telephone. How? By obtaining and analyzing data that's generated every time someone in the U.S. makes a phone call.
One sitting in city, please.
Here's how the system works. Most directory assistance calls and virtually all call records and billing in the U.S. are done for the phone companies by Amdocs Limited, an Israeli-based private telecommunications company. Amdocs has contracts with the 25 biggest phone companies in America and more worldwide. The White House and other secure government phone lines are protected, but it is virtually impossible to make a call on normal phones without generating an Amdocs record of it. In recent years, the FBI and other government agencies have investigated Amdocs more than once. The firm has repeatedly and adamantly denied any security breaches or wrongdoing. But sources tell Fox News that in 1999, the super-secret National Security Agency, headquartered in northern Maryland, issued what's called a top-secret, sensitive, compartmentalized information report, TSSCI, warning that records of calls in the United States were getting into foreign hands, in Israel in particular. Investigators do not believe calls are being listened to, but the data about who's calling whom and when is plenty valuable in itself. An internal Amdocs memo to senior company executives suggests just how Amdocs generated call records could be used. Quote, widespread data mining techniques and algorithms, combining both the properties of the customer, like credit rating, and properties of the specific behavior such as whom the customers are calling. The Amdocs memo says the system should be used to prevent phone fraud, but U.S. counterintelligence analysts say it could also be used to spy through the phone system. Fox News has learned that the NSA has held numerous classified conferences to warn the FBI and CIA how Amdocs records could be used. At one NSA briefing, a diagram by the Argonne National Lab was used to show that if the phone records are not secure, major security breaches are possible. Another briefing document said, quote, it has become increasingly apparent that systems and networks are vulnerable. Such crimes always involve unauthorized persons or persons who exceed their authorization, acting on exploitable vulnerabilities. Those vulnerabilities are growing because, according to another briefing, the U.S. relies too much on foreign companies like Amdocs for high-tech equipment and software. Quote, many factors have led to increased dependence on code developed overseas. We buy rather than train or develop solutions. U.S. intelligence does not believe the Israeli government is involved in a misuse of Amdocs information, and Amdocs insists that its data is secure. What U.S. government officials are worried about, however, is the possibility that Amdocs data could get into the wrong hands, particularly organized crime, and that would not be the first time that such a thing has happened. Fox News has documents of a 1997 drug trafficking case in Los Angeles in which telephone information, the types that Amdocs collects, was used to, quote, completely compromise the communications of the FBI, the Secret Service, the DEA, and the LAPD. And we'll have that and a lot more in the days ahead, Brett.
Carl, I want to take you back to your report last night on those 60 people Israelis who were detained in the anti-terror investigation, and the suspicion that some investigators have that they may have picked up information on the 9/11 attacks ahead of time, not passed it on. There was a report, you'll recall, that the Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency, did indeed send representatives to the U.S. to warn just before 9/11 that a major terrorist attack was imminent. Why does that not? How does that leave room for the lack of a warning?
Well, I remember the report, Brett. We did it first internationally right here on your show on the 14th. What investigators are saying is that that warning from the Mossad was nonspecific and general, and they believe that it may have had something to do with the desire to protect what are called sources and methods in the intelligence community. The suspicion being perhaps those sources and methods were taking place right here in the United States. The question came up in the Select Intelligence Committee on Capitol Hill today. They intend to look into what we reported last night, and specifically that possibility. Brett?
So, in other words, the problem wasn't the lack of a warning, the problem was lack of useful details.
Quantity of information.
All right, Carl, thanks very much. Coming up next.
When are you going to apologize for the million Iraqis that are dead because you lied? You lied about weapons of mass destruction. election. You lied about connections to 9/11. You lied about Iraq being a threat. You sent me to Iraq. You sent me to Iraq in 2003. My friends are dead. Joshua Castile. You killed people. You lied. You lied about WMD. 1 million Iraqis are dead because you lied. My friends are dead because you lied. You need to apologize. Apologize. You need to apologize. Apologize.
I tried hard to be proud of my service, but all I could feel was shame. And racism could no longer mask the reality of the occupation. These were people. These were human beings. I've since been plagued by guilt anytime I see an elderly man, like the one who couldn't walk, who he rolled onto a stretcher, told the Iraqi police to take him away. I feel guilt anytime I see a mother with her children, like the one who cried hysterically and screamed that we are worse than Saddam as we forced her from her home. I feel guilt anytime I see a young girl, like the one I grabbed by the arm and dragged into the street. We are told we are fighting terrorists. The real terrorist was me, and the real terrorism is this occupation. Those who send us to war do not have to pull a trigger or lob a mortar round. They do not have to fight the war, they merely have to sell the war. They need a public who is willing to send their soldiers into harm's way. They need soldiers who are willing to kill and be killed without question. They can spend millions on a single bomb, but that bomb only becomes a weapon when the ranks in the military are willing to follow orders to use it. They can send every last soldier anywhere on earth, but there will only be a war if soldiers are willing to fight. And the ruling class, the billionaires who profit from human suffering, who care only about expanding their wealth, controlling the world economy.
Look at Baghdad. Have you seen what it became?
I have.
This majority. Are you proud of it? Majority. Are you guys proud of what you're doing here?
No,
I'm proud that Saddam's gone. You're proud of Saddam? Where is he gone?
Wait,
do you think it's worth it to pay all the sacrifices to change the regime? Do you think it's worth it?
Yes.
You're saying yes. What about you? What do you say?
gas his own people in the streets. Obviously, he doesn't care about y'all.
So do you guys believe that we own mass destruction weapons?
We're here defending terrorism. Okay? All those civilians that died in the World Trade Center, you heard about that, right?
I heard.
Sure you did, right? Those are all civilians.
So what?
Those were all civilians.
Okay, do you know that we are suffering from the 11th of September each day here in Iraq? There are the same number of people dying here each day for 12 years.
Okay, and who was that? Whose fault was that? Saddam Hussein?
No, it's the embargo. It was the embargo. Today, 1 American died. Oh my God, that's a disaster. Today, 1,000 Iraqi died. So what? They are Iraqis, just like bugs or flies.
Gimme, mister, gimme, man. Fuck that shit, man. It need to be like that. Look, Shukran. See what I'm saying? Progress. Shukran. See, I give him a gum and he gives me one in return. These kids are cool. You got a glow stick or something cool to give them? You know? You ever take it? Boom!
It's an apple.
Give him the AT4 either.
You want an AT4? It's worth about $10,000. Buy a new house. You want it?
Michael?
Stun grenade? You don't want these funny things. How about a magazine? You know, we don't have... magazine? You want? I don't want it.
Hell yeah.
Shukran.
This is all I use you for, you know? This is, if you didn't have this, I'd probably kill you.
We are very thankful.
It's just, yeah, sure. You Haditha.
أنا حديثة.
How many years? No. Shit. Oh. Fuck. Let me try this shit again.
Khalid, Mr.
Listen.
Khalid. Maris Khalid.
Don't interrupt me, bitch.
Yes.
I can't communicate. I don't give a fuck. Punk ass cocksucker bitch ass. Thanks for the cocoa. Shukran. Man, thank you.
These US troops were hunting for suspects believed to be part of a crime ring. Several houses near the town of Bakuba were searched in a series of nighttime raids. The soldiers were looking for members of a criminal network thought to number around 30 people.
Hey, what's wrong?
Its members are suspected of orchestrating attacks against coalition forces. Authorities believe the gang has connections with the Iraqi intelligence service and is financed by the former ruling Ba'ath Party. The people staying in the houses were gathered together and kept under guard while other soldiers searched for evidence. 3 men were detained as a result of the raids, including 2 alleged former colonels.
We will continue to take apart the different terrorist cells that are operating in and around Bakuba until we have a stable environment here.
The arrests come as US forces intensify operations in Iraq in a bid to neutralize the growing insurgency.
Why the fuck are we there? We better get that oil, right? The U.S. Army is not the fucking Peace Corps. The Marines are not the Peace Corps. That's not why we're in Iraq. We're in Iraq for money and oil.
Killed a million people in Iraq.
That is a separate...
You killed a million people in Iraq. It's incredible that you have the brass neck to be sitting here now.
شو اسمك عمو؟ شو وين أبوك؟ وين؟ وين مات؟ شنو متريقة متغدية متعشية؟
تطق علينا عفوا.
يا عمو انت كم من عندك ام في البيت او شيء بس توقف؟
لسه يوم.
ايه؟
معي شهر.
مين راح حبيبتي؟ مين راح؟
امي وابويا واختي واخوي.
يجي عليكم بدي يجي عليكم قتلوه.
يعني هو يموت بس مو هسه. مو قريب.
My dream was to become a very strong soccer player, but after the missile blew up and I lost my leg, I knew that I'm not able to.
I'm here to return my Global War on Terrorism Service Medal in solidarity with the people of Iraq and the people of Afghanistan. I am deeply sorry for the destruction that we have caused in those countries and around the globe.
I thought you noticed that. I know. Every house.
Why the fuck are we there? We better get that oil, right? The U.S. Army is not the fucking Peace Corps. The Marines are not the Peace Corps. That's not why we're in Iraq. We're in Iraq for money and oil.
Killed a million people in Iraq.
That is a separate...
You killed a million people in Iraq. It's incredible that you have the brass neck to be sitting here now.
شو اسمك عمو؟ شو وين أبوك؟ وين؟ وين مات؟ شنو متريقة متغدية متعشية؟
تطق علينا عفوا. لسه يوم. معي شهر.
مين راح حبيبتي؟ مين راح؟
أمي وأبويا وأختي
وديش عليكم وديش عليكم قتلوه.
يعني هو يموت بس مو هسه.
My dream was to become a very strong soccer player, but after the missile blew up and I lost my leg, I knew that I'm not able to.
I'm here to return my Global War on Terrorism Service Medal in solidarity with the people of Iraq and the people of Afghanistan. I am deeply sorry for the destruction that we have caused in those countries and around the globe.
You have declared a jihad against the United States. Can you tell us why?
The US government has committed acts that are extremely unjust, hideous and criminal through its support of the Israeli occupation of Palestine. And we believe the US is directly responsible for those killed in Palestine, Lebanon and Iraq.
وقد بدا واضحا أن بعض حكام العرب تواطؤوا مع التحالف الصليبي الصهيوني على أهلنا، وهم من تسميهم أمريكا بحكام دول الاعتدال. وفي الحقيقة أن دول العالم الإسلامي من إندونيسيا إلى موريتانيا بلا استثناء تنقسم إلى قسمين اثنين: دول معوجة ودول أكثر اعوجاجا، والإسلام بريء من حكامها جميعا. فمحرقة غزة وسط هذا الحصار الطويل هي حدث تاريخي مهم وفاجعة مفصلية تؤكد على ضرورة المفاصلة بين المسلمين والمنافقين.
I feel painful about, families of 9/11 in America, but we have to focus on reality based on CIA documents and based on a lot of documents that Osama Bin Laden, he used Saudi people in that event for one main purpose, is to destroy this relation, to destroy the American-Saudi relation. That's the purpose of 9/11. So whoever buys in that means they are helping Osama Bin Laden's purpose of destroying this relation. He knows that strong relation between America and Saudi Arabia, it's bad for extremism, it's bad for terrorism. And we have to approve him wrong and to build our relation, continue developing our relation. It's critical in the safety of the world. It's critical against extremism and terrorism.
وصدرت للأسف فتاوى الدولة ودول الخليج ساهمت في الضغط على هؤلاء العلماء لإصدار مثل هذه الفتاوى التي زعموا لهم أنها مؤقتة. وقد حدثنا من نثق به من هؤلاء العلماء أمثال الشيخ محمد بن صالح العثيمين في مجلسه وفي بيته، قال نحن لن نصدر فتوى، وإنما بعد أن أدخلت الدولة الأمريكان جمعونا وقالوا لا بد أن تصدروا فتوى، وإلا فإن الشباب سوف يقاتلون هذه القوة الأمريكية. وتحدثت معه طويلا في وجوب إصدار فتوى بإخراجهم من هيئة كبار العلماء، فقال لي بوضوح يشهد الله الذي لا إله إلا هو، قال يا أسامة ليس من حقنا في هيئة كبار العلماء أن نصدر فتوى من عند أنفسنا، وإنما إذا أحيلت إلينا من المقام السامي كما على حد تعبيره نحن نصدر فيها. فهذا حالنا للأسف الشديد.
إلى إخواننا في فلسطين نقول لهم إن دماء أبنائكم هي دماء أبنائنا وإن دماءكم دماءنا فالدم الدم والهدم الهدم ونشهد الله العظيم أننا لن نخذلكم حتى يتم النصر أو نذوق ما ذاق حمزة بن عبد المطلب رضي الله عنه.
Standing 3 feet in front of me is Osama Bin Laden, and he's got his hands on Amal, his wife's shoulders. And I don't know what he's doing. He's not surrendering. He's maneuvering somehow. His hands are on her. He's not surrendering. He's got to have a suicide belt. So I shot him twice when he was standing up. I shot him again on the floor, and then I moved Amal out of the way. So I can hear Bin Laden taking his last breath. When I shot him, he fell to the foot of the bed.
Where'd you shoot him?
I shot him in the face 3 times. And his 2-year-old son is now standing there. And this is the humanity of everything. This kid has got nothing to do with this. And I picked him up. I moved him to the back of the bed. And I turn around and I kind of froze. And other Navy SEALs are now coming in the room. A lot of guys are in there. And one of my guys came up to me and he said, "Are you good?" And I said, No. What are we supposed to do now? And he said, "Now we find the computers. We do this every night, hundreds of times." And I said, "Yeah, you're right." I'm back. Holy shit. And he said to me, "Yeah, you just killed Osama Bin Laden. Your life just changed. Get to fucking work." And so we did. We do have pictures of Bin Laden. That's actually my gloves in there, putting his head together for the picture, dumping water on him. I think the pictures haven't been released because it's one of those things where you really don't need to know how justice looks when it's served. It just is.
So those pics on the internet?
No, they're fake. It's split from he split from here to here. I mean, he got hit 3 times with I'm shooting 77 grain hollow point at 3 feet. It's a devastator.